I'll see you down there. All right. So we went up about 12 miles of climbing to get to the top. We're just underneath Black Peak here. And now we've got a savage downhill run on the Continental Divide to Cherry Creek. I've got a new Fox 36 that I'm running on the Izzo, 140 millimeters of travel with the Grip 2 damper. I've been dialing it in over the last couple of days. I have my phone mount and I just flipped it around because I've noticed in prior videos it takes up a lot of the video. And I'm just wearing my butt pack and it's full of kit today, so I don't have anywhere to put this, so I just flipped it around to get a better view. Leanne just went ahead of me and I'm waiting for the rest of the group. All that suffering. All right, let's see. This 36 has been complementing this bike quite nicely. The extra travel, it's just made it a little more aggressive, you know, slackened it up a bit. I think the biggest thing I've noticed is the stiffness. It's the lateral stability is pretty substantial, you know, even though you're looking only at about 2 millimeters of width on the stanchions over the 34. It's a lot stiffer. Yeah, this trail has gotten really overgrown, but you know, this is so remote that it's not like people are coming up here and maintaining it consistently. There's a guy down in Silver who will come up about once a year in the spring and clear the deadfall, and then that's about it. So it's a pretty raw trail, quintessentially backcountry. All right. Oh, look at all the looping. A beautiful day. Beautiful Father's Day. For those of you dads out there, you're enjoying it. It's probably one of my consistent favorite rides. It's a lot of suffering to get here, but it's just spectacular on the way down. And you know, it's almost all single track. And even when we get back down to the double track, the last couple of miles on the Cherry Creek Road is still a real feisty, rocky. You're going through a little canyon, and the creek is right there, and so it's still a great experience. Just a wonderful little area. Just passed a trail runner from Los Alamos out here checking it out. We actually were passing each other. He'd pass me and then I'd pass him, and I don't know what that says about me when you're getting passed by someone on foot, but there's some slow and savage climbing to get here. But he's actually going over Black Peak, and I think he's probably going to run down the face trail on Signal Peak. Yeah. Well, we're headed down to Little Cherry Creek Trail. This section of the Continental Divide right here is fucking amazing. So fun. It's fast. There's not a lot of flow, but you know, it kind of in and out of these little slick sections here. But it's not dangerously technical, and it's not super high consequence, but it's just fast enough and just gnarly enough, like this stuff here, the little rock gardens, to kind of keep you on the edge of your toes. And then there's some sections down here where it gets real off camber. So you're kind of at this off camber angle, and you just kind of feel weird. But the exposure isn't like, you know, sheer vertical drop off. So it's not super high consequence. And it's just amazing, just a slight bit of slackening that the additional 10 millimeters of travel on this fork did really just changed the character of this bike. It's a lot more aggressive now. Little root garden there. And so it's actually giving me, you know, just a subtle change on the books, but the feel is very different. I mean, it's not an enduro, not full-on enduro, but it's just much more aggressive. I feel a lot more comfortable going down on this now. And I don't seem to be getting any more rock strikes. Although the cool thing about this is it's got a flip chip, so I could put it up in a higher geometry setting if I felt I needed to. And I hear people that are running 150 forks are doing that, but I don't know. 140 seems to be kind of a sweet spot. So I don't want this to become a complete enduro bike. I want it. Oh God, there are twin sisters off to the right. I don't know if any of you can see that. Just when it opens up, you can see them. There's a big granite rock bridge that connects the two peaks. You can actually hike out there. I actually have some videos of my wife and I hiking across that bridge connecting the peaks. It's fucking amazing. Probably won't do that today because that's a little off. It's off this trail that I'm on now, but I think it would deviate a bit much for what we plan to do today. You see there's a little more exposure off to the right here. I mean, it's not sheer vertical, but it's just cool. It's just, you just really get a lot of variety riding up here. Oh God, this is great. So I got a tree down here. Really nice. Let's see, Miriam. I'm sure Miriam's doing all right. We kind of spread out a little bit. Okay. So right here is actually where it gets a lot more off camber. I don't think it's going to show up on the footage, the video footage, but it's real. The critical edge is a lot steeper. I just had a rock strike there. So it's really off camber. So it just is a weird feeling. And it just puts me real off balance, and then it opens up beautiful. I don't want to look off to the left too much. You kind of have this subtle tendency to go where you look. So you kind of want to look slightly off to the right, and that kind of keeps me tucked into the side here, so I can compensate for the off-camber nature of the trail. And now it's not so off-camber. This is just cool. A little slick, a lot of baby heads through here. There we go. What an amazing little section of trail. I just love this section of trail here. I might actually like this more than Cherry Creek. Cherry Creek for me is, you know, it is absolute legitimate black diamond. And there are enough spots that are steep, techy, big rock drops that it is, I love the challenge. I like doing it because it really challenges me, but the margins are a lot narrower there, and I've got to be a lot more on my game. And so there's just more risk for me. And so the overall fun factor isn't as high as it is something like this, where this has challenge, but it's not quite as consequential. I mean, you know, some of my worst crashes have been on unconsequential quote-unquote trails. But be that as it may, you know, it's a very subjective thing. But god dang, man, this bike has gotten a lot more aggressive. We'll tell you one thing, I just love these backcountry trails. You know, I think it really helps me as a rider, because I feel like for the most part I could go many places in the world, in the country at least, in the United States, and ride a lot of different trail types just because I have this solid foundation of this backcountry riding that's not necessarily made with, or wasn't necessarily made with mountain biking in mind. There we go, pick up some momentum here. Ooh, you can get a little bit of airtime there off that water bar. This is nice. It just opens up. You can just fly through the stuff. This is so good. Oh yeah, this is fantastic. Yeah. I'll tell you what though, I do like mountain bike specific trails that are more flowy, just because you really get some speed and maintain some momentum, and it's a little less stop and go than this kind of stuff where you've got to be a little more on the ball. And of course you have to know where you're going. You gotta be able to navigate, and like this is the Sawmill Trail here. It goes down Fort Bayard. We're gonna go up here and connect into Cherry Creek. It's pretty easy to get turned around if you don't have a good lay of the land. All right, well, I'm gonna wait for everyone else to catch up. The rest of our group coming. All right, made it. All right, there we go. Turned on Cherry Creek. It's kind of almost hidden. It's really easy to blow by it, especially when you come down that screaming off the side of Black Peak. And here we are. Legit trail. Yeah, I don't think that the sheer steepness of this is going to show up, but it's good and steep. Pretty damn slick too. Okay, there we go. Clean that first section, that's a good sign. This is just so legitimate here. Whew. Oh, there we go. Come on. Yeah, buddy. Oh. Oh my God. Okay, I'm laughing more on this than I was on that other section. Maybe I'll have to revise. Maybe this is more fun. It's just more challenging and stress-inducing. Oh, man, come on. Oh, oh, that's slick and steep. Whew. Oh wow, we got a hiker. I don't see hikers on here so often. How's it going? Not too bad. I've got, I believe, 1 or 2 back.
Thanks for letting me know.
Yeah, have a good one. Take care. Thank you. Oh, whoa. Said 2 because I've got another guy that's back there. I think he's with us on his own, but he may be headed down this way, so I'd rather be off one have a hiker think they're in the clear, and then another guy comes cruising by. Here are some stair steps, as I call them. Oh, this fork is fucking savage, man. This is great. You know, I had an old Bronson, a 2017 Santa Cruz Bronson with the old style Fox 36. It didn't have the Grip 2 damper. I mean, this damper is just tons of support. And I'm about 85 pounds in the air spring. I've got my compression all the way open. The high speed's all the way open, and just about 2 clicks of low speed. And then my high speed rebound is about in the middle, and low speed is all the way open. And when you go through the little chattery stuff, I like to have a little faster response, both in compression and rebound, but you know, I slow it down just a little bit on the bigger hits. And this trail gives you a little of all of that. Jesus, oh yeah, that big old rock garden there. Oh my God. Oh man, this is amazing. I'm having a really good run too. Really good run at this. So I was having to run right at 120 pounds of PSI in that 34, which is the maximum per the company. I know some people are running more pressure than that. I didn't, just I don't want to void the warranty, but max pressure and like 3-4 volume spacers, and I would bottom that fork out every time on this kind of rough stuff here. Got something caught, a little twig caught in my fender there. But you know, I have yet to bottom it out on any of this stuff that I've hit, this 36. So I'm like I said, I'm about 80-85. I may drop another 5 PSI. It's a big difference going from 120 PSI with a bunch of volume spacers to 100 or to 80 PSI with 2 volume spacers in this fork. You know, that's a big difference in mid-stroke support and bottom out resistance. So this thing's a lot more supportive, and God, it's just tons of confidence. Even, it's just amazing how it doesn't seem like it would do a lot. Oh, here we go. Another steep, rocky section here. And this just ate it right up. Amazing. But it's just amazing how subtle little differences on paper can make big differences in actuality. And then after my next upgrade, which will be coming next week, I guess it's this week technically now, this thing's gonna be an amazing trail weapon. But I will talk about that upgrade when it comes in. This is legit, dude. Legit rocks. Not bad at all. Yeah, this fork is just, the confidence this damn thing is giving me, amazing. Come on, you can do it. Oh yeah, look at that. You know, what's funny is I'll watch this video and go, man, this doesn't look like shit. But seriously, if you ever find yourself in the Silver City area, Little Cherry Creek Trail, going down, absolutely a must. You know, if you could get someone to shuttle you up Signal Peak Road, or at least up to where it gets muddy, you know, you could do this without making it a 21, 22 mile epic loop, but I do not mind big days in the saddle. I just don't mind doing 3,000 feet of climbing. It's about what this ride it ends up being, and you know, 20 plus miles. Don't mind it at all. So this is the only climbing section on this downhill. Well, I guess it's not technically downhill. A good thing about not depending on YouTube for any money, if I happen to use inappropriate vernacular, it won't get in the way of me making a living, and I don't have to curate my videos as much as other people. It's actually amazing how curated a lot of the mountain biking content seems to be, but I understand. Who wants to watch a middle-aged dude huff and puff up a climb? I've mentioned this before, but back when I turned 40, I did a savage ride called the Lemon Drop from the top of Mount Lemon in Tucson, all the way down to Tucson to the bottom of La Milagrosa. How's it going? Huh? Cherry Creek. So we went up the road and then went up Signal Peak and came down, connected in on the Continental Divide. I've got a couple behind me. Have a good one. So anyway, I thought that'd be a great adventure. I figured it would be similar to the whole enchilada in Moab, where it's like, you know, 1,200 feet of climbing, and then it's like 30 miles and 1,200 feet of climbing, you know, and I don't know, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 feet of downhill. And I figured, well, the Lemon Drop will be similar. And part of the reason I thought that, and I'm probably going to get some heat for saying this, but I watched Nate Hills. Anyone in mountain biking, probably a lot of you know who Nate Hills is. I think he was a professional enduro or downhill mountain bike racer, and he was kind of one of the first YouTubers to really make it big, doing GoPro footage of his riding. And I watched his video series on the Lemon Drop. And now look, there's no fucking comparison between Nate Hills and me. Okay, I want to make that very clear. I'm not making that comparison. I think we all know who is going to be the better mountain biker. But it was sunrise when we took off, and it was after sunset when we finished. When we got down to the bottom of La Milagrosa, we had gone through all our water. It was hot as fuck. You know, it's just crazy. And we were half dead. Anyway, lesson learned. But look, you know, we all do it. Hell, I didn't record any of the grinding up here. So all anyone's really seeing is, you know, you're seeing the quote-unquote best parts of this ride at least from a downhill perspective. So even if I put this up, who knows? Most of what I record never gets loaded. But if this goes up, You're not going to see all the grinding up the road and then all the grinding up Jeep road, ATV trail. You're not going to see any of that. Ooh-wee. You're going to see this savage stuff. So I get it, but I can afford to at least mention the bullshit that you have to do sometimes. But that's life. Anything that's worth anything is gonna, there's always some sort of price to pay. And I don't know, I don't really view it going uphill, grinding uphill as a price so much. A lot of people do. A lot of people really focus on the downhill and the tech. And I like it too. But I don't mind grinding up an ATV track for 5 miles. It's just all part of it. And this kind of stuff, just you find something that you love, that you're not good at, and you have to struggle to get better at. It really helps focus your attention. And it's a kind of meditation, really. It's a big part of meditation, is focusing attention. And I think there are probably a lot of people that need something like this. Something that is demanding, has some risk associated with it, but is very rewarding to, I don't know, there's really is a great way of cutting through all the bullshit, mundane day-to-day life. Because by and large, most of us are not in a do or die survivor mindset where you can filter out a lot of extraneous stuff. And I think in some sense this is a way of hearkening back to our ancestry, our ancient ancestors who, you know, this is a way of shutting off a lot of the, temporarily, a lot of the extraneous stuff. It allows you to just focus and be present. And because it is so fleeting, it really helps build gratitude for, oh, this is, I don't get to do this all the time. And there's going to be a last time that I do this. And it may be right now, for all I know. And so I always feel grateful when I'm up here doing this. Whew. Oh yeah. Holy shit. That was one of the cleanest runs I've ever had of that trail. Amazing. Holy shit. That was unfucking believable. Okay, welcome back. All right, let's finish this thing up. Yeah, I didn't even bottom the fork out once, so I'm gonna drop another 5 PSI when I get back to the car. Now you might think we're on a Jeep road here. How fun can this be? This is actually a pretty legit ride here. And we're gonna go through like a little canyon, and the creek will, so we're gonna cross, this is Cherry Creek here, we're gonna cross this several times. But we'll actually be in a little canyon surrounded by rock walls going down the middle of the creek. It's beautiful. So this is actually a lot of fun to go down, even though it's not single track. Now the water levels have really gone down in the last couple of weeks. But, you know, we're going into our dry season. We will, if we have monsoons, they usually start in July, then things will pick back up again. I mean, this is a pretty little legit Jeep road here. Looks like somebody has bladed it recently though. There we go into the little canyon. I love this section. And the creek is off to the left, and then it opens up into the bottom of the canyon. Look at this. I mean, this is just amazing, right? Look at this. This is just all these rocks here. These big old rock walls. Oh, this is just, I love coming through here. I'm all wet now. You know, this nice thick canopy over you in spots, and you're just like, this is not New Mexico. This is just can't possibly be in southern New Mexico, but it is. Love it. And you got these nice little features you pop off of, get a little airtime, frequent flyer miles. It is so green and lush back here. It's just a precious area. I love it. Whew. Oh, got some more hikers up there. And a dog. Oh, okay, they're on a leash. Oh, excuse me. Have a good one. A little bit of air there. Let's try this. Yeah.